I really believe that I was very impressed with the lady Wasserman with her donut economy model. I think that's basically a very sound approach towards measuring the value of an economy. Like
What was that? I
that
forgot.
was the inside was the donut. Basically, the donut was the area where people were able to live sustainable, because everything outside was like extinction, climate change, whatever. So basically, there was the pressure that we put on our environment. The inside was basically the basic needs that need to be fulfilled for people. So we need nutrition, education, democracy, all the basic rights that people need to be happy. So you cannot ignore that. You can say, okay, well, the people in Africa are just as happy with the people who are not there, because the reality is also that whenever there is a malaria plague, people will die, and it's very miserable because it's so easy to avoid with a little money. So I think that there is a correlation with money. We need some basic level of money so that we can be comfortable and that we can be able to invest in ourselves and in our future, develop ourselves. Because, yeah, lying under a tree in itself, yeah, people may be happy, but it's also, okay, yeah, I mean, for me, I find it difficult to believe that is really truly fulfilling only on that day. But it will make you very vulnerable for whatever.
So what he said?
So she said that basically we need to change our model, our way of thinking. Now it's completely focused on maximizing output, maximizing GDP, but we need to look at finding a way, creating a society that is sustainable in a way that it takes care of our basic needs, but it does not overshoot in a way that it puts too much pressure on our environment. It's actually, I think it was in,
Yeah, I remember. This is the environment outside.
I think I left it in here somewhere because I thought we were going to discuss it. Yeah.
On donuts. Yeah, donuts economy.
Nope.
I can't read.
Then let's make it bigger. So the green space, the light green space, the safe and just space for humanity. You have if you go inside of the donut, then you have an economic shortfall. That means that there's not enough income and work for people. There's unemployment, not good education, not good health care. There is a lack of food, water, energy, networks, housing, gender inequality, social inequality, and not enough political voice, peace and justice. So if those things are not taken care of, there is a shortfall in the economy. But if we are going to maximize, for example, the production of food, the production of all kinds of other goods, without looking at the other side of the donut, the outside of the donut, then we run the risk of overshooting, which will result in climate change, ozone layer depletion.
It means uncontrollable violence.
So we put pressure through our economic activities. We put pressure on our environment, but we need our environment to sustain ourselves. But because the economy doesn't take the environment into the equation, we actually have put a lot of pressure on the environment. So what she is suggesting is that we change a different kind of economic model, the donut model, to judge how far we are. I mean, you can fill that out and say, okay, how is an economy doing? And that's basically looking at the state of affairs at the moment. And the red parts are basically either a shortfall on certain things or on an overshooting on other things. Like you see, for example, in terms of overshooting. We see there is climate change is a big problem. Biodiversity loss is a big problem. Nitrogen and phosphorus loading is a big problem. On the other side, the inside of the donut, we see that social equity is a problem. Political voices is a big problem. We see the lack of food is actually becoming less of a problem. So this is a way to actually visualize, okay, how are we doing as a whole? Not just looking at a single number, but saying, okay, how well do we manage to actually get a better understanding of the entire picture?
So outside donut, what this mean?
That's the ecological ceiling. Outside of the
Ecological ceiling means
ecological ceiling.
they can't handle by themselves.
Ecological ceiling means that we have gone too far. That by managing the economy the way that we are doing, we are actually putting we are actually at risk, or we're actually in real-time climate change. That we are losing biodiversity. Species are going extinct.
She's talking about climate change, like ocean. What's it? Ocean.
Ozone layer depletion.
Ozone.
Yeah. Or ocean acidification.
Acidification,
Yeah.
or air pollution.
Yeah.
But those they cannot manage.
Well, we can manage, but we need to make sure that we put that into the equation. That, well, how are we doing in our economy if we are actually making a lot of money, but at the same time we're completely destroying our oceans? Then it will come back to us, because we are actually endangering our own future. If we're only focusing on the money, if we're only looking at the production function, we're only looking at GDP, then these things will not be put into our evaluation of the economy.
So how about the inside circle?
Inside the circle, those are the social foundation. We can look at only at the environment. That means, okay, let's all just grow our own vegetables and be happy. But that's, of course, not enough. We also need to make sure that people have certain welfare. That means education, food, shelter, energy, things like that, in order to meet in our basic needs. But it also means equal rights for women, for example. Political voice for everyone in the country, gender equality, housing, you name it. So that's the social part. So how is our society managed? How is our income distribution? Is there enough for everybody? Is it equally distributed? Are our kids being well educated? Do we have good health care? How does our society work? And how much pressure do we put on our ecology at the outside? So the inside looks at the society, and the outside looks at our environment, basically.
How do you like this?
I like this. I think that we are trusting. There is a benefit. There is a absolute benefit of measuring GDP, because it gives a good idea of how the economy is doing. But we need to understand the definition of economy is completely incomplete. And that means that we need to understand that only focusing on GDP, but what we have been doing in many cases on profit maximization, and believing that the invisible hand would make everything go away and make things better. That is not true, because we see all these red parts here. By focusing only on GDP, created a lot of problems in our society. Our economic models are insufficient.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました、留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアースということ、それからもう一つは孫子の平和、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えて